Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm coming at you guys with another UFC video. This time we're going to be making fantasy matchups. Today we're going to be making fights between fighters that aren't in the same weight class. Some of them did fight in the same weight class. Most of them didn't. This is just for fun. I'm not going to be, predicting who would win because it really doesn't matter. Most of these fights would never happen, could never happen. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. All right, the first matchup we've got is Jon Jones versus George St. Pierre, a match that would have never happened, could have never happened. Jon Jones fought at lightweight. GSP fought most of his career at middleweight. I think he had like one fight at middleweight, which is where he beat Michael Bisping for the belt and then hung up the gloves, retired. So these two guys are considered the GOAT. They're in a lot of people's top two, top three. So I mean, why not? What's the best way to duke it out, you know? Then a fight. Who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? Who's really the best? You got Jon Jones with the steroids, undefeated, arguably lost to what's his name? Was it Dominic Reyes? If I'm wrong, I'm going to get cooked in the comments. Fuck, man. But sorry for the swearing. And then we got GSP, who was lost 2 fights, but avenged those 2 losses. So who's the GOAT? I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm not going to pick a winner. Next up, we've got Islam Makhachev versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. I probably butchered his name hella hard, but it's who told him to have such a long last name? It doesn't matter. Look, this fight would never happen. These two guys are pretty much brothers. They're both Dagestani fighters, both the heavy wrestling. They're very identical, except Islam has way better striking and their wrestling is a bit different. Khabib was much more aggressive. He was much more of like a bulldog type, take you down. I would take you down. I mean, I think Islam. I think Islam is much more technical and patient, I would say. But I mean, you can't lie. Although this fight would never happen, I mean, if it had the slight chance of happening, if Khabib never retired and Islam was, made his way through the rankings and got a title shot, if Khabib was still champion, would they have fought? I don't know. We don't know. It's a bunch of what ifs, but you can't lie, and you can't say this match isn't interesting. It isn't compelling. I think so, at least. Next up, we got Anderson Silva versus Jose Aldo, and I'm not gonna lie, this one is weird. This one is more weird than the Jon Jones and GSP one because you would never ever really talk about these two guys in the same conversation unless you're talking about name a couple of the best Brazilian fighters of all time in the UFC. Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, definitely in the conversation for that. These two guys are Brazilian legends, and they're also the GOATs of their respective weight class. Anderson Silva being up in the middleweight and Jose Aldo being down at featherweight, now at bantamweight, but that's not what we're talking about. If these two guys could meet somewhere, or if, Anderson was smaller, Jose Aldo was bigger, you can't lie, this fight would have been awesome to see. These two guys are both amazing strikers, and it'd probably make for a compelling fight. Who knows? All right, this next one is a fun one. We got Francis Ngannou versus Brock Lesnar. These two are heavyweights, so this fight could happen somewhere, maybe somewhere in another universe. It happens, somewhere else. But imagine these two big, brawlholic ass dudes just swinging in the middle of the octagon. If this fight were to happen, there's a guaranteed knockout. I'd say there's a guaranteed knockout in round 1. Probably in the first minute. Like, these two dudes are massive. Someone is going to sleep if these two guys fight. I don't know. It'd just be awesome. Maybe we could see this fight in the WWE. Who knows? Brock Lesnar, if you come back. Francis Ngannou, you just got knocked out in boxing. I don't know if you're boxing again. Maybe you will. But, hey, you're into those big paydays. See if Triple H could hook you up with a contract. Fight Brock Lesnar in the WWE. That'd be awesome to see. Hey, right? All right, last but definitely not least, we got Sean O'Malley versus Israel Adesanya. These two guys, they're both current fighters. They're active. They're in the same era. but they're worlds apart when it comes to weight class. You got Sean O'Malley all the way down at bantamweight, and you got Izzy that fights at middleweight and is fought up at light heavyweight. So worlds apart in terms of weight classes, but they're two of the best strikers in the UFC right now. Like, honestly, if this fight were to happen somewhere in another world, in another universe, it would be a chess match. It would be awesome to see. I just think it would be a banger. Like, you got two dudes with arguably two of the biggest superstars in the UFC right now going at it, and it'd just be an awesome match to watch. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This is going to wrap up the video. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much. Let me know any fantasy matchups you guys have, and I might come out with a part 2 if I come up with some more, because I think these 5 are pretty good if you ask me. Thank you guys for watching. You guys stay blessed. You guys stay safe. And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Peace.
You're my safe place. You're my safe place. You're my safe place. God, you are my safe place. When I feel afraid, I know you're my safe place. I don't want to fade away. Yeah, I just need my own space. You're my safe place.